that was it. That was the quick switch. So hello everybody, welcome. We have a special guest on this episode of Frenemy Fire because Aaron again ditched me because he hates me and thinks I smell. Everyone, welcome, Creeply, Mr.
Hello.
Josh.
Hello. Nice to be here. Thanks for the invite.
Yes, the clusterfuck of invites that have been like going. It was a whole. This whole week end was a mess. But just a quick history. Before I did any kind of YouTube content, I used to watch Mr. Josh. I have a dusty keyboard from everything. I used to watch him on YouTube before I knew him, and then what was it? Gaming Central. We were first in together.
Uh, Something like that.
One of those many Facebook YouTube groups,
Many, yes, many.
and then I was like, holy shit, I know that guy. I know his videos. And it was Game Hunters Arrested. It was you and the other guy was
Ben.
Ben. I was gonna get that. I know.
Okay.
If I remember, he's writing now, right? That's why.
Yeah, he's doing writing stuff now. Yeah.
Good. How is that going for him? I mean, he hasn't been in the channel in forever.
Yeah, he doesn't do a whole lot YouTube wise. He's very active on Twitter, so if you want to follow him there, you can. I can send you his link.
I would love to.
He's very he hasn't, not to disparage what he's doing, but he hasn't had anything published yet, but I think he is
it takes time.
It does take time. But he's written a lot book. Like he sent me some proofs of some stuff before. I think it's been like, I don't know, at least 8 books that he's written plus some kids books. So I think he's just focused on the writing, so he'll have a big backlog, and then if he ever gets a publishing deal, he'd be like, well, here's
that's actually probably best to just crank him out, and it's all good there. So
yeah.
But enough about that guy who left you. Tell us about you.
Well, okay, I'm Josh, now on the Creeply channel, formerly of Game Hunters RS. Again, known Kev for many years now. Yeah, I'm just a guy on YouTube, and I make videos. I haven't made a video in a long time, but I used to make videos a lot.
Well, adulting, you know?
Adulting, yeah. Adulting is hard. Life is hard. I'm just waiting to die one of these days.
Aren't we all?
So yeah, that's me. I'm again mostly into video games online. So
you have that one banjo clip that every time we shout you out on the channel, it pops up.
Yeah, it's almost become like a running gag now. If it's not banjo, we're disappointed.
Hold up, I gotta find it. I wonder if
it's gonna do it right now.
I gotta know. Yeah, I gotta know.
It's either gonna be banjo or Miami Vice. It's been Miami Vice lately.
So not to jump in, but that was the first thing I fucking checked on.
Hey, it's banjo.
It is banjo. That's a different banjo clip, isn't it?
No, it's the same one.
Oh, it is the same one. You're right. Oh yeah, because I remember that part. So like, before I get into what happened to me over the weekend, Miami Vice was right down there. I was like, oh fuck, it's good. I made sure
it's good. Okay,
it's good. So
okay, let's get into it. Let's break the elephant in the room here. Kevin, your basement flooded. What the fuck happened?
So no shit, there I was. So normally what happens, and this is where like so everything in my setup that's important is on a surge protector, including my computer, my console. Well, I only have one console at the time for reasons. These lights, everything is on a surge protector because I'm a cheap ass. And if I leave the basement, I'm like, my surge protector's off, nothing's getting electricity. That's important. So Friday, I went to work. I knew we were getting rain, but I didn't know it was going to be like a hurricane style thing. So normally, if I'm going to stream or do anything when I go home from work, I go downstairs, I turn the surge protectors on, make sure the computer's booted up in sleep mode. So I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go. I did not do that Friday. I don't know why. So I was like, okay, I just forgot to turn on the computer. I'll deal with it when I get home. So luckily, all the surge protectors were off. So I come home from work. Actually, when I got to work, we were clowning on this guy who's a little weird that we work with. He's like if he starts talking to you, he'll talk for like 40 minutes and you're like, hey.
I was done with this conversation 10 minutes, 15 minutes ago.
You just start talking about like work. Then he's on like, yeah, I got 3 houses in the next town over. I'm trying to sell it. I'm like, I don't fucking care about any of this, but like he drove all the way to work, which is about like 45 minutes from where he lives, to call our boss and be like, I gotta go home. I think my basement's gonna. I gotta go home. And I was just like, what a fucking weirdo that guy is. So then, I came home. went to do laundry, and I was like, we have a motion sensing light in our basement stairway, and I was just like, that basement looks a different color, and I got downstairs and I screamed, "Fuck!" so loud. I'm surprised I do not have a strain in my voice. That was freaking the fuck out. And I was like, I don't even know what to do. There was at least 2 or 3 inches of water everywhere. And on the behind this wall, before I put it up, there was like, it's all open. The whole thing of the house is just under 2 to 3 inches of water. I'm like, fuck, what do I do? So I call my dad because I'm like, hey, you got a wet dry vac? Because I didn't buy one yet because I just haven't.
Yep.
And he's like, yeah, what do you need? I was like, well, the whole house was, but he's like, fucking on the way, no problem. He came over with a wet dry vac, a sub pump, and then somehow my little brother showed up. Don't remember calling him. He shows up. I called my friend Joey, who he just happened to be home. He found a dehumidifier, a vac, a pump, and then my little brother's friends showed up. I don't even know who called them. They had pumps. Like there was a whole army here.
The Kev signal went up and everyone responded.
I was like 2 people. That's all I needed. Before my dad's friends were here, and like from 3 o'clock to like 7, we were going at it. Everything was destroyed, and you can't see it here, but maybe I can camera. Okay, so this I have been explaining. Nope, garbage cans in the way. Okay, so essentially near the water main here, there's another mysterious pipe. Nobody knows what it does. It's never been on as far as the kid that I bought it from did this house. Like nobody knows what that pipe is. There's also apparently another one under my Bilko doors. And what we think there is they're old gas pipes that they didn't cap off on either end. They just like cut them and said whatever. I think they're broken underground, and it was so wet here that the water just like used it as a channel to come on in. Right. But I don't know what was on or off on that valve. So it was clearly in the on position, and it just came on in. Yeah.
So do you actually saw water coming out of that pipe?
Well, we did it until like the water got below the little nozzle, and then it was pouring out. We're like, "Yo, what the fuck?" And then I took it to the off position, and it stopped. I was like, "Tell me that's just a fucking plumbing pipe that we've never, knew about, and it's just right there." But nobody touched it, and I would know if I hit it. I'm like, "Oh, there's water everywhere! Holy shit!" So
yeah,
made it. The background's all different now. I got a big shelf for my PS3 and 360 games. I guess you can kind of see these lights right here. But I just bought like new LED strips for these shelves, and the whole hub of it was underwater. Like,
that's unfortunate.
It was all Friday, and then Saturday was just like little spots in the concrete where like things were popping up, and just wet dry vac over and over, dehumidifiers.
Yeah,
it just sucks. I lost one shelf, but it was kind of going anyway. I think like the bottom row of my PS3, 360, DS, 3DS, some PSP, like they all kind of took a hit. Yeah, and John saying, "I'm glad it wasn't worse." John, it could have been so much worse.
It could have very much been very much worse. Yes.
Yeah, there's the kid that did this house also left a bunch of pallets, and now I used to say irrational fear. He was like, this basement's never flooded. Like in the years it's existed, the basement's never flooded. I guess there's a first time for everything, but like we had pallets and all of like the storage stuff was on pallets already.
Ooh, yeah. And they're gonna stay there, aren't they?
I actually got more pallets. So that Solo, hello, how are you? And actually, Solo Nets is redeemed a round of will you press the button, which I forgot I have on here sometimes. So who's ready for a moral dilemma? Maybe it could be a moral dilemma. It could be nothing. Okay. The question for everybody is: you become the superhero of your choice, and your friends join your super team, but all of your enemies and their friends become supervillains and form a team to destroy you. Yeah, why not? I want to be a superhero. That sounds awesome.
Who doesn't want to be a superhero?
It sounds stressful.
I mean, if you're a superhero and everyone else is supervillains, the status quo remains the same, right?
True. I will say it seems convenient that like all these cities and superhero things never had a supervillain problem until like a superhero showed up. Like it seemed pretty normal.
Well, that's actually a I don't want to.
This is a bullshitting podcast. Go on.
Yeah. Okay. But it's a I think it's a psychology theory, whatever, called the Batman theory,
Oh.
that the Joker only exists because Batman exists. So Batman saw a problem that wasn't that big, which was, street crime,
Hmm.
um, and then becomes Batman to stop it. And then because he's so flamboyant about it, he in turn encourages people to become flamboyant about their criminality.
Okay.
And so that's where the Joker comes from. So it's the same as like um, military escalation, right? Like someone comes with a knife, the next person comes with a gun, next person comes with body armor, next person comes with armor piercing rounds. It
Right.
just escalates up and up and up. So I don't know. it's
I
it's
It makes
that's
sense.
the superhero dilemma.
No, that totally makes sense. And speaking of Batman, why the fuck does anyone live in Gotham? Because that city just seems like it's a whole let's not live here. Like real estate's gotta be real
Listen,
low.
that's their home. You're not gonna take them away from their home, okay?
It's that, but like what? Like anytime I see anything Batman related, it's never like, oh, the Gotham like parade is going on today, and if it is, oh, there's also a bomb going off. Like literally nothing good happens in Gotham, and all those villains have really small goals. It's
I
always
mean,
like, yeah, go
I'm
ahead,
sure you see I'm sure there are some good things that happen in Gotham. We only see the bad things of it because we're seeing it through
maybe.
Batman's lens. The problem is, I mean, I can totally relate with people who live with Gotham
Mhm.
because think about how many people in the states, I shouldn't say the states specifically, but the states have a reputation, specifically like people
Yeah,
like
we do. America.
Florida,
Oh, I hit the desk.
of like, hey, there's a wildfire coming, there's a flash flood coming, there's a natural disaster, and the news crew always finds that one person who's just like, nope, this is my home, and he's got
Yeah,
like a volcano coming, he's got his garden hose out, he's like, this is my home, I'm gonna defend it.
I mean, go nuts, dude. But which in a way I'm kind of for because it's also like Darwinism. Like, hey, you defend your home, but like it's a literal fire that is bigger than your house. So up to you. You know,
No, he's got it.
it's fine. Yeah, Americans are weird. So and I just it's our mess to deal with all the time. Some guy's probably out there claiming the fire is a fucking conspiracy anyway. So
Probably
yeah, we're nut
the
jobs around
QAnon
here.
the QAnon fire.
Yes, you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I have heard the phrase QAnon so many times, and I'm not entirely sure what it means.
That's
Like,
okay, we'll leave it there. This
I'm
isn't
fine. I don't want to get into it, but I'm just like, I'm too scared to ask. So speaking of asking, guys, don't forget there's a channel point redemption for a Q&A. You can answer all the questions or ask all the questions for Mr. Creeply. He's got all the, and also your. I meant to ask you that paint color behind you. Did you pick that on purpose for green
no.
screen?
Nope, this is the color it was when I moved in.
Did that guy do YouTube?
Uh, I I'm not exactly sure. I know the son of the guy who lived here had
Okay.
a band, and so they would practice down here. So maybe they could have filmed something and
I
used
was
it for
just saying
green screen
that's a
because
music video.
they have a hole cut through the wall on this side because they had their recording sound equipment in the hallway. So they had to run all their equipment out
Okay.
through the hole and shut the door and do the music side in here and then the
That,
recording up there,
okay.
whatever.
That
The
makes
practice.
sense.
Yeah.
So at least we know. Yeah, this is one day I'll paint this wall, but I'll get to that eventually.
Gotta
Well,
pick a fun color, you know? You gotta
well,
make it
it's dark down here. So actually I got another lamp back here, which is why I'm very bright now. And there's another one here. And like so when we redid this basement, I can't remember if I said this on the podcast, but like there were all these pull chain lights in the whatever the wood. And I disconnected them all, so I thought. But then I flipped the breaker back on and all the lights turned on again. I was like, I disconnected the feed. What the fuck? And then I see a little wire going upstairs. I'm like, oh, that's connected to like an outlet upstairs or something. And I tested every outlet, nothing. So I think it goes to the attic. And that's when I was just like, I'm fucking good. I don't need this. So I have wall sconces. And then like I'm just gonna light the basement this way because I was frustrated. Could I have sat there and figured it out? Yes, but we already put the drop ceiling in, so I was like, the fuck it. I'm
yeah,
good.
not worth it.
I do enough electrical at work. Like, so there's that.
Well,
Uh
speaking of flooding basements, I just wanna relate to you a little bit here.
oh,
I also have a piping issue that I'm dealing with.
lovely.
Um, we have a tree in our front yard that is currently going through our main, sewage exit.
Okay.
Um So it's the hole that was normally, I don't know, what's it supposed to be, like a 6-inch hole? Is that what it's supposed to be for a pipe? For a sewage pipe?
Depends what you're doing, but yeah, it could be 6 inches.
The main pipe leaving the house to the street.
Yes.
Anyways, that hole is down to about an inch or
Oh,
less because of tree roots. And
shit.
so last thanks Thanksgiving last year,
Mhm,
um, I went into our laundry room. Now we have a bit of a, like, our laundry room is a little bit lower than the rest of the house,
mhm.
the rest of the basement. So I went and I turned the light on, and my laundry room had about 2 inches of water in it. Thankfully, it was all relegated to that area of the house. Um, but the floor, it was coming up from the floor drain, so it wasn't just rainwater; it was also sewage water. So that was really fun to deal with.
Yeah, and that's not your control. To cut you off quick, Captain Chess, thank you for tipping $10. You're a goddamn saint, and I am going to die as Josh continues his story. I remember you posting about that.
Yeah, I think I did say something about it, but I was
Six.
just, because we're talking about piping issues, I think it would be.
And I can't do 12, 14, 6. I pulled out 20 beans exactly. Because if you do a direct dono and Twitch doesn't get a cut, I will double my pain with a rotten egg. Hold on. All right.
I will continue to say that I don't think you should be allowed to spit these out.
Listen, I have the palate of a 12-year-old. I eat mac and cheese. I eat
Have you
mozzarella
seen what
sticks.
12-year-olds eat?
I
12-year-olds eat dirt.
okay, so I'm that level. Look, I'm trying, but I like the thing is like it's weird. I have a pretty good. This sounds weird. I have a bad gag reflex. Is my point. I'm gonna get Dame all excited, but like, I just like I can't. I don't want to puke on Twitch because I don't know what the rules of that are.
I mean, as
That
long as you don't see it.
I don't know. Look, John, I will fucking. All right, we'll talk about. I'm about to swallow them whole if I can do that.
Hello,
Um,
pansexual pirate. Hello.
yes, that is Damien. He is a saint, if you will. I do gag for Daddy Skippy. Thank you, Solo. Yes, I do. Skippy, wherever Skippy is in her moving journey. And we are so into this podcast that I haven't even asked, what have you been playing recently? Other than
Oh,
Banjo in every clip.
I just play banjo over and over. I just can't get enough banjo.
That's it. It's the only game in the world.
I did complete that game though.
Oh,
It's that was I'm part of a group called the Cartridge Club.
yes.
And the Banjo-Kazooie was Cartridge Club Game of the Month, and I was on that podcast. So if you're interested in hearing about it and hearing more of me, I don't know why you would, but
Oh,
you
we won't.
can listen to the Banjo-Kazooie episode, and I'm on that. And I normally do try to finish any of the games that I'm on. Not everyone does; it's not a requirement, but I do my best to do that. What am I playing right now? I'm also doing the Cartridge Club Game of the Month this month, which is Super Mario Galaxy.
Ooh.
So I haven't gotten too far in it right now. We're almost halfway through the month, but hopefully I'll be able to knock that out. I'm playing it on the Switch. I started it out on the Wii several years ago,
Mhm.
but because I'm a Switch mark, so I got the Mario All Stars, and I'm gonna play it on there. And I think I like the control a little bit better with the Joy Cons.
How does the pointing work with the Joy-Con? Because I just
So,
got that collection.
so you basically like push a button. I forget what button it is because I haven't played that much. You push a button and it centers your cursor on the screen, and then
Mhm.
you can just move your Joy-Con, and it changes from, or it orients itself
Okay,
from that point.
gotcha. Because I was worried about that when I got it. Even though I said I would never ever buy it because I'm mad at Nintendo for how they handled that. I did because it was on sale. I knew it was my birthday, and I decided that's what I'm gonna do.
Hey,
So,
anything on sale is okay.
well, a
Even
Nintendo
even
game.
better, buy it used, and then Nintendo gets no money from it.
Well, I couldn't. It was Best Buy, and they had it sealed, but it was like $45, which I was like, that's too much for me. But I was like, Switch games never go on sale, so
Yeah, and
and
that
that
one will likely not go down on sale
no.
much longer, if ever.
There is one sale, and I doubt it's still going on. But our friend Static Arbiter showed me that they had Link's Awakening for the Switch for $17.99 at GameStop,
Ooh, get
and
on that. Get
that
on that.
that must have been a mistake. I don't know if it's still going on. I was a little too busy to go check, but maybe I will get that because that is like I'm not a big on remakes person if I've already played the original, because it's just like, well, the story doesn't change, so I don't really need to
Yeah,
do it again. But that is so different, and it looks so fucking cute.
it is. It is so cute. Now I haven't played the original or the DX version. I have the DX, but I haven't played it.
It's
But
wonderful.
I waited for the remaster when I saw it was coming out. I'm like, I might as well just play that version, and I'm very glad I did. It is one of the most adorable games I've ever played.
For the record, I've had 4 bad beans in a row, and I have so many more to go. I'm trying to just like, if the second I taste bad, I'm like, I need to swallow them whole, but I'm almost out of water, so this is gonna be a problem. I might have to
Drink
ask
more
you.
water.
I might have to send a message to you to be like, I need water, please.
We'll send a message to Cena and say, don't send more
Don't
water.
do that, please. I'm gonna be. I need water or something because I'm finally getting called out for spitting. Because of, hold up, you
Oh,
calling me
chemistry
out.
that's right.
For
All
what?
right. Oh, good.
So
What
it's
have
all.
you been playing? What have you
Oh,
been playing?
what have I been playing? I keep trying to play Tales of Vesperia on stream, but life keeps getting in the way.
AKA
So,
Fortnite.
okay, look, when your friends ask you to play a game with them, you gotta do it. My one rule of streaming is because like my friends always give me shit. I will never pick streaming over seeing or doing something with them because like I don't need more shit from them. So they ask me to play Fortnite. Most days I'll be like, yeah, I'll play, but like sometimes I'm like, look, I really gotta fucking focus on Tales of Vesperia. So I plan on doing that today after I help my dad. So Tales of Vesperia, I've beaten a couple bosses. I think I'm in a little grindy spot, so it might be a rough thing today. But it's like Symphonia is definitely the best one I've played. Then Abyss, then right now Vesperia, and then like somewhere like is Tales of Hearts are, because I know you're a Vita guy, but like
I'm not a Tales guy though, unfortunately.
you do not like RPGs, or do you just not like?
Yeah, I'm not an RPG guy, unfortunately.
Is it the turn basedness?
Yes.
Well, Tales is not turn based, so good for you. Got him. It goes into like arena. So the thing I like about him is like when I went into Symphonia, I always heard it was a good RPG. So I was like, whatever. Like I like turn based RPGs, but it's you go into an arena and you can like they're like simple little combos because like they're real time fighting and you just like I don't know. It has like little things you can do, so it kind of keeps it engaging enough. I'm gonna burp bean now. Hold on. Okay.
Cool. Lovely.
Yeah, that tastes like dog food. Um, so that a lot of Fortnite. I was on a kick where I was winning at least like one a day if I played, but I've been getting fucked lately. Um, and then I'm trying to get better at Apex, but that game's fucking hard. It is just something about it. Like I don't know where anyone is. By the time I find somebody, I'm dead already. And I just got to get better. I think it's the fact that you have to be in a squad. And like some people go off on their own, some people are helpful, and you never know what you're gonna get. So like,
I've heard Apex is more of like you have to play with people you know.
yes, it's very much like I think I'm gonna save it for people I know. I'm getting to that point because I like that game. It's just like I wish there was sold.
Yeah.
But Fortnite, I fucking love Fortnite. I don't care who shit talks it. I love that game. It's fun. It's free, and your favorite stuff's coming to it. And I'll say until it gets announced. I hope the last Smash character is a Fortnite guy, because the internet will fucking lose it, and I will sit there laughing to death. It's gonna be so good.
It's not gonna happen, but it would be funny.
We have a do-it-yourself. Will you press the button from Captain Jazz? You become a multi-dollar millionaire, so you have at least $2. However, you now have to eat and swallow 25 bad beans on stream each day, or else you turn to stone. Listen, if that's the career I gotta live, I'll do it. That's fine. I'm a sellout.
I'd do that too. That's an easy one.
Shit. If I gotta puke, whatever. I'm trying to like the second I taste bad now, dump it. Like
No, but he says eat or be eaten,
you said,
swallow.
eat and swallow. I chew it. And I'm like, oh god, and then I'll swallow it. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Well,
Yeah,
I didn't mean
okay.
dump like that.
Okay.
Side note of dumping. If anyone's a G Fuel guy, I got this clickbait flavor, and it could be the cover, but it tastes like nerds. Delicious. So I don't know if you're. I'm not. I do love me some caffeine because I have a problem. So what else have I played? Oh, actually, one more thing. I have like on an endless quest to find a good game to bring with me on the go. But like I'm getting to that point where like if I'm home, I want to play my consoles, and like bringing a 3DS or a Vita is like too clunky. So
It's called a PSP, and it's called Miami Vice.
I do love Miami Vice. I've been dabbling in it, but I gotta like I gotta get the Hyperkin HDMI cable, and I'm
Do
gonna
it.
do it that way.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
Why don't all handhelds have TV out? Anyway, so I re-upped my sub to Google's Play Pass, which is like their Game Pass thing, and there's some decent stuff. There's something I'm playing now called Peace Death, like peace, comma death, like haha. Anyway, bad pun. And it's kind of like Papers, Please, almost, where you're essentially like the judge at the afterlife, and you decide whether people go to heaven or hell. And it's like, oh, good people go, bad people go. But like, if you have horns on your head, you go to hell immediately. If you have a Bible, you have to like remove their hats and like their things, or if they're holding a weapon, like will they drop it? And then there's like some people are bad, but they're redeeming, so they go to purgatory. So if you like Papers, Please, it's like $1.99 on any phone, I'm sure, and it's got like cool little pixel art. So if you were into that,
Cool.
that's the thing. Okay, are we gonna make it? Dead fish. Fuck my life.
Oh, he kept that one in.
It's not good. It's not good.
Oh, well done. Well done. Well done.
It didn't go down. Hold on. Oh fuck. All right, made it. I take a pill every day. Why? It's just like worse.
You swallow every day too.
You know, spitters are quitters. I've been told. Oh, so we do have some dumb news to go over, because there's stuff. I'm swallowing better. I'm doing better. Okay, I do also have to start swallowing, because like I have a habit of leaving this garbage can lid open, and then Tina will come downstairs and be like, "Why the fuck does it smell like absolute ass?" I'm like,
it's a sewage backup. It's a sewage backup.
God, something's backing up. All right, after all these beans. Let's start with the most fun thing. Where's my Nintendo Switch Pro, guys?
Uh-oh.
That's it. I've been talking so much shit about. Oh wait, is it up? Oh, my thing's not popping up. Hold on, I fucking broke it. There we are. I've been talking so much shit about the Nintendo Switch Pro. I think I'm like the #1 Switch Pro enemy on Twitter at this point, because I never understood where this rumor started that there was even a Pro coming. I think somebody at Bloomberg, what's that guy, Jason Schreier?
Jason Schreier?
Whatever. I think he got one report that some company was like, yeah, Nintendo bought a bunch of screens from us. And then everyone was like, that's it, new screens, new Switch Pro. And then it became like, it's going to have a better screen. It's going to have better Joy-Cons. It's going to fold your laundry. It's going to give you blowies. It's going to play games in 4K. It's going to be better than a PS5. Like, it just like was a real life version of the game Telephone that just got worse and worse. And then, so it finally got announced, and it's got no LED screen, and that's it.
Which is nice, admittedly, which is nice.
It is nice. I will say maybe it was just the Vita or early Samsung phones, but things with OLED screens, like whites don't look white to me. They look like bluish green. Is that like a common OLED thing, or am I do have some color blindness. I don't know.
I haven't noticed that with my Vita, but I will say that I do like the OLED screen on the Vita.
Yes.
So I'm curious about the Switch OLED screen to see how it would look.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of the few people who play it mostly docked anyway, so it doesn't really make that much of a difference.
That's me too. Yep.
So unless there's a horsepower upgrade, it's not really that interested. So the only thing that changes is it changes the screen size.
Right.
That's literally it. So it goes from 6.2 inches to 7 inches.
We don't even have that much of a change. It's 0.04 pounds heavier and 0.1 inch longer. So that's a fucking Pro model if I've ever heard of one. There's that.
Let me say that I do think there is some credibility to. I'm not trying to feed, the Nintendo fanboys, but I think there is some credibility to a Switch Pro model. But I think we have to look at it through Nintendo's timeline. I don't think they want to release a Switch Pro right now because it will split their fan base, right? There will be games that will. You remember what happened when they did the new 3DS? When there were games that only worked on the new 3DS, those games sold like garbage.
They did sell like garbage, and also Nintendo's a fucking liar when it comes to that system, because I hated they were like, This is the only one that can run Super Nintendo games. Like, it's literally running an Ocarina of Time remake. Don't fucking lie to me. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
hated that.
For that, yes, they did lie. There because people are modding things. Like I can run Ocarina of Time on my PSP. It doesn't run right. It doesn't run great, but it runs. Like you can run things on other hardware. Um, the problem, I mean, I'm not looking at this as like the new 3DS. I'm more looking at this as the DSi. This is the DSi of the Switch.
Oh, Tina is incorrect. What? You want to drop it and then I'll run so you're not seen? Oh, if I have to get my sparkling ice, Tina doesn't want to be seen. Josh, fill the dead air. Hold on.
Okay.
Louder.
Maybe.
Love you.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
We got a rare
So I'm gonna
look at
die
Kevin's butt.
otherwise because you guys are calling me out and this is all your fault. But yeah, so like the DSi thing, but like Nintendo has like a history of their home consoles, like the revision generally being worse,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean. And like this
To
actually
some
looks,
degree.
this does look better, but like minimally.
This is what I think the Switch should have been from the get-go. It should have been this,
Right.
right? So they're finally hitting that mark after 5 years. So what I'm trying to say is like there was also games that came out that were DSi only. You couldn't play them on a DS.
Mhm.
Swallow it.
I did.
Swallow
I'm trying.
it. Even if you only swallow for this show, I'll be happy.
I'm gonna do better. Listen, it's the least I can do, I guess.
So if they probably will come out with a Switch Pro, but it will be again in a few years. Remember, swallow the DS line, DS, DSi,
Mhm.
DSi XL. So I don't know, we'll get a Switch XL in a couple years. Then it'll be the 3DS. It'll be the new big thing. It'll be the Switch, the new Switch, or hopefully I hopefully they call it the Super Switch because that is a perfect name.
The Super Switch would have been good. And what up, John saying the Switch is what the Wii U should have been, and Nintendo loves being a few steps behind. Yeah, they do.
You
The
know what?
Wii-
I like the Wii U. I agree. One up, John. The Switch is what the Wii U should have been, but I do really like the Wii U.
Yes, I do have a few Wii U games. I am not one of those people who will buy a Switch version of a Wii U game because it's silly. The biggest issue with the Wii U I have though is that tablet is tied to it, and I know there's like a lot of stuff you could do without it. And
Yeah.
some people have tried to convince me you could totally use a Wii U without the tablet until you want to go into the settings menu, which is kind of important. So
Yeah.
it's that. It's just like I guess I am being an asshole where I'm laughing at everybody who's talking about these Switch Pro rumors. And I'm like, there, literally, you guys made this all up in your head. It's nothing. But like the day this was announced, immediately I was like, what does this mean for the Switch Pro? I'm like, there's no fucking Switch Pro. Shut the fuck up. And then like Spawn Wave was already like, I do like Spawn Wave, but he's already like, well, this is clearly a mid step until the Switch Pro. I'm like, there is literally no Switch Pro. Like, and then the thing is, yeah, John saying me being an asshole is impossible. I get it. It's just like whatever Switch is gonna, it's gonna be a full on sequel. If they do the Switch thing again, they could just make a normal home system again, but I don't know. But like, everyone jumped on it, and the biggest issues with the Switch I have is one, it's too big for me to be portable. Like it's a lot to carry around. I don't know if you feel that way.
It doesn't fit in your pocket.
Doesn't fit in my pocket. So I wish it was the size of a Switch Lite, but then the Switch Lite doesn't do TV out.
Yeah.
So that sucks.
Which it should. Let's be fair. It should be able to.
I was hoping there would be like some kind of extender cable from the dock to plug into a Switch Lite, and then it just like worked, but it doesn't.
If I can use a glorified headphone jack on my PSP into a TV, I should be able to use a headphone jack on a Switch Lite to hook it
Yes.
up to my TV.
It doesn't work. Which is kind of dumb. And then the other thing I had, so the one time I did a Twitter video on it, which I'm cool. It was the Joy-Cons suck. Those things are I hate them. I genuinely hate the Joy-Cons, and I never ever use them. I use them, I think, once when I got it, I was like, that's neat. I need a controller. So I put them on the Switch and never left it really until I got the my chunky boy ones over there.
Yeah.
And the one time I brought my Switch portably was like in the middle or June when I went to my brother's like re-wedding because we're all doing that. it drifted. Like I never use it. I was like, great, cool. These things are the best. I fucking love them. And what a transition because your Switch Pros getting the same goddamn Joy-Cons. Solo, can you make that a Q&A? I don't want to spoil it now, but I will totally I will rant on that later.
Go off.
Yeah.
Everyone keeps talking about Joy-Con drift, and I'm not gonna say it doesn't exist, but I'm one of those few deniers who think that it doesn't because I've had my Switch for 4 years now,
Mm-hmm.
and same Joy-Cons, and I use them all the time, and I have zero drift. I think a lot of it depends on how you treat your Joy-Cons.
I mean, I just don't think they're meant for like
Oh,
high.
they're not meant for big hands either.
Well, they're not. I mean, they're meaty, but like things that require like a lot of movement. Like remember when Smash Bros. Came to 3DS, people were like breaking the circle pads, and like because like I don't think they're meant to be moved that fast. So I was playing Fortnite, and like I was doing a lot of moving and like running around, and then all of a sudden my character's just like, I'm like, great, cool, awesome.
Yeah.
Those stems are tiny, like they're really tiny. In fact, I wonder if I could do this without unplugging my headphones. This might be a mess, but you know the ADD podcast. Come on, Kev, you can do it.
See, now I seem like I'm really comparing everything to Sony products right now.
No, take it.
But the Vita sticks are
Mhm.
even smaller,
Yes.
but they don't drift as far as I know. I haven't heard of any Vita drift.
No, this is a fairly recent thing. I feel like.
It's just like it's almost like a chip, like a bad
Contact or
you know,
something.
like they would have. You remember back in the day they have like oh, what's the name? No, like bad
Defect.
my gosh, names of things are so hard when you're live. When if I was listening to the podcast right now, I'd be like, "It's
Screen.
this, you stupid."
Yeah, but like these
You know,
are.
okay, the Game Gear when it had like a bad chipset in or whatever we're gonna call
Yeah,
it.
it was like a manufacturing defect.
Yeah, and I feel like that's just what's happening right now with all Joy-Con switch or joystick switches. There's just a bad run of them going out right now.
I believe that. It's that. So I got these, and I've showed these up before. These Joy-Cons I have. These were $40 for the pair, and like if you can see, like these are like actual analog sticks, and like
Yeah.
this feels great in my hands. It's just like it's chunky now. I can't bring it anywhere. They have the what's it called, the rumble and all that.
Okay.
So
Do they have the motion, like is it as accurate for the motion sensing as well?
I will say I don't use motion sensing that often, so I couldn't
Okay.
compare it to the Joy-Con ones, but like I was playing I think I was playing Apex and it like started doing that. I'm like, I don't want that on. Turn that off. Like I knew no did it.
It is jarring at first when it does it, yeah.
Yes. And John's asking so they're charging more for the LAN port, even though I'm interrupting on their conversation. Listen, if you're buying a Switch OLED for the LAN port, you got issues because like they're $10 to plug in the USB thing, Ethernet it up, and then you're done. Like,
Yeah. There's no point spending an extra 50, is it $50 more?
yeah, $350 for this thing.
So, yeah.
It's just
It's not worth it. If you have a Switch already, this isn't worth it. If you are wanting a Switch,
yes,
go for it. This is the one to get.
yeah. I'm not telling people how to spend their money because that's not my place. But if you do have a Switch and the Switch Lite and this, get therapy. Okay. So, that's all I got. Oh, Capchat says they also confirm you can buy the new dock directly from them for the old models. Don't.
Oh, that works too.
Oh, like it's a LAN port. Just get the USB adapter. It's $10.
I
Like
can see that for like, hey, I need another dock for upstairs or something like that. Then sure, go for it.
so even if you wanted another dock, I know that the weird third party problems people have with docks like bricking switches. I have a dock upstairs. It's a little square, and it all has a USB-C port. It's got like the power, one USB port, and an HDMI port on the back of it. And I have that one upstairs, and it's just kind of like right on there. Dude, there's other docks. I don't know. I just can't get behind this. I don't understand it, but
Hey, some people like to stay first party. I understand.
I get that. That's totally fine. It's just those docks are priced to me too. So I mean, I call
They are.
Nintendo the Apple of video games all the time, and I feel like this helps my thoughts.
I mean,
Uh,
Sony's not much better.
no, they're. I do not. It's a running joke on this. I do not like first place Sony, and neither Aaron.
No,
No,
yeah, first place Sony is
they
garbage.
suck.
Garbage.
They get very full of themselves very quickly, and I love second place Microsoft, who's like doing shit to get back, because like they're just doing cool moves, and it's for anybody. Like Nintendo's in the corner eating glue. I get that they're doing their own thing, but like I love watching the competition because like whoever's in behind is wild. Like look at like the PS4 when that launched, and they were doing the look how you could trade games thing.
Yeah,
Wonderful. And now they're just like, we don't want crossplay. Fuck you. Why would you
that
play with your friends?
yeah. The this is how you share games with your friends. Dig at Xbox is what sold me because I was an Xbox guy before.
Yes.
That's what sold me on Sony, and I've been a PS4 guy pretty much the whole way through.
Yeah.
Even
Oh,
till now, I
barf.
have an Xbox One, but I just haven't committed to that system. But now I
Yes.
am very much considering switching back to Xbox.
I mean, I will say if you have an Xbox One, as somebody who has a Series S, I see no reason to get a Series S or X right now.
I agree. I
If you
agree.
if you want to just use it for like the Game Pass thing, keep your Xbox One. It's not doing anything wild. I played one game for the Series S. It's called the Medium, and man, that game was boring as hell. It's coming to PS5 though, so y'all can see the book. I'd rather a game be bad than boring. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because at least you can have fun with bad games.
Yeah, like the Medium, I was just like, this game just fucking won't end. And like it was supposed to be a horror game, and the only horror thing about it was like people have weird skin. Ooh, it was weird.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Switch, I know everyone you're a physical game guy. You love physical games, right?
I do. I did. Yes.
You did.
I do.
Ooh.
I did. I do. I did.
Are you transitioning to being
I'm I'm slowly transitioning. Yes.
yeah. Actually,
Because of, and this is a great example of it.
well, this is a great example. I know it's another great example. None of my digital games got wet in the flood. But anyway, beyond that, so I think John actually brought this up to me. So for Monster Hunter Stories 2, you got this nice, beautiful game box and a physical cartridge, which you love. But apparently it says download required. See the back. And I get like I've always been on the thing of like at least from like PS4 onwards, that whole generation, that like physical games don't exist anymore. Between like patches, updates, DLC, and just like so okay, Capcom confirmed this is a misprint, apparently John says. But like how big of a misprint? Because like you still have to download how much was it? Where is it? It was like 15 gig
15,
or
15
yeah,
gigabytes says on the back.
15 gigs. Like so what are you buying a game cartridge for? Oh yeah, 15 gigs. There it is. You're right. But like if that's that, I think on the eShop it said that it was like the game was 13 and a half gigs. So even if it was a misprint, like how off could it be, number one? And like, why are you buying this game? Like nothing annoys me more than seeing that like white banner on a Switch box. It's like full game download. Like, why did I buy this box?
Yeah.
Mm,
And that's very much a sign of the times. It's trying to cross that medium between physical game collectors and digital game buyers.
okay.
Um,
I-
if
I-
it wasn't so stupid, I would love it. But
so we are getting corrected. Apparently, the 15 gigs of misprint. It's actually 0.9 gigs. Okay, so that's what 900 megabytes. That game's 900 megabytes. I'm super confused. What's going on?
we're getting conflicting information here.
Okay. Well,
Anyways,
it still goes with the point of like these like physical games aren't physical games anymore, man.
they aren't physical anymore. And I think that's a huge, I don't want to say a huge problem because obviously our society has changed and we can't, people want updates, there are tweaks, there are patches that need to go up. Let's be honest, let's not forget, like old games weren't perfect either. There were games that just flat out shipped broken. And
Yes.
if and you had to send your game card back and they would send you another one. But if you didn't get to the part where the game was broken, you'd never know and you just would have a broken game.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's a blessing and a curse. We
Mhm.
want games that work, we want games that can be fixed. That's great. But for people who want the whole game on one physical item, it's just not a thing anymore.
We do have, let's see this correction. According to John, we have the physical version does not require any downloads or installation to start playing. The digital version requires 13 and a half gigs of free space. A day one patch requires half a gig of free space. Hey, there's Chase. Start playing. What about finishing the game? Got him. Fucking burnt. I mean, it's still like again, it still stands. Like, what was it? I remember Spyro on the Switch. What was it? The first game's only on the card. Um,
If you're talking specifically Switch, yes.
yeah, I'm
Um,
just thinking of examples of things. Like
okay.
Minecraft on Vita, you got a code in a box. Like, why bother?
If you bought it North American release, yes. If you bought European release, it was on the cart.
So you did it. So why did you just stop at North America? like that's even more annoying. It's like these people don't deserve this.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Well,
dumb.
do you remember now Capcom did a thing with DuckTales back when they first released DuckTales remastered
Mhm.
for PS3 and Xbox 360? They released a case and everything, but it had it had the code in it and a collectible pin.
Mhm.
And so that was what you got. But they eventually did come out with a physical version later on.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that.
But you have to look for the case art. If it says pin on it, then you know you're not getting a game disc. So.
Yeah, it's that. Yeah, so John saying Capcom pulled that shit before with the Mega Man collection. That is dumb because those games are not that big. So there's no reason they can't even fit on a Switch cart, and that was annoying.
They just cheaped out on the Switch cart basically.
But
Size.
do you remember I think we talked about it last podcast too. Do you remember the opposite end of this where Capcom put all the content on the disc and just locked people out of it?
Yes.
Yes, we
Yeah,
went over the Street Fighter Tekken thing.
Yeah.
That was full. So like it's like this is like the extremes of both ends of it. And
And with most things in life, the answer is somewhere in the middle.
it is somewhere in the middle. The thing is like if I'm buying a physical game, I want to have a physical game. If I'm buying a digital game, honestly, I'm still in the camp. Oh, look, banjo clip again. Rick.
Yeah.
Rick's asking who this imposter is. I shouted him out. Hello, Rick. It's just like if I'm buying a digital game, I never felt that digital game should be full price because I'm not getting a box. You're not shipping it. You
can't resell it.
You can't resell it. I know people are like, oh, but server space. Fuck you. Make server space. Like that's not my problem, you know. But like, I think digital games should be cheaper, or make physical games cheaper at this point. Like you're not getting the whole thing. I don't even know. But Captain says even dumber hackers managed to dump the Mega Man cart and they used the 16 gigabit cart, and they don't fit. Jeez,
Yeah,
I don't. Capcom's weird.
So to go back to what we were saying before is how I'm going. This is the reason I'm not going for a lot of physical stuff anymore, especially new gen stuff, because of this. How many times you can get a game, but it's not a complete game, or it's a broken game, or it needs a day one patch. This has been true since Xbox 360 gen and PS3 gen. That's been part of it. Remember when the PS3 store was going to shut down? Everyone's just like, "Quick, update your games," because they're even concerned about, "Hey, you're spitting again, man. This is
it got caught. That one got caught in the throat. I'm sorry.
Oh.
That was not good. If it gets caught and it's like scratching it, I'm out. Like, yeah. Go on, continue.
It's like everyone was freaking out. Go and update your PS3 games because once they shut the store down, you're not going to get updates for it anymore, right? And that was part of it, part of the scarcity and the freaking out. So it's less of a problem. A lot of those games you can still kind of mostly run even if you don't have internet. But the newer stuff you just can't.
Yeah.
And it's taken me this long, and I mean by several years, it's taken me this long to really focus on just getting stuff digitally on sale. Because one of my main reasons for collecting physical was I can sell this if I need money back.
Yes.
Or if I want money back, not necessarily need, but if I decide I don't like this game, I can get rid of it and I'm not losing my money. So I don't buy digital games at full price. I will wait for them to go on sale. Even if it's just a little bit of a sale, at least I'm saving some money on the potential that I won't like it and I won't have to spend full price on it.
Yes. I know people will make arguments on both ends. Like I always like people when I say I like digital games, people are like, well, if those stores shut down, your game doesn't work. Yes and no. If you download it to a hard drive, it's good. Can you access it? Those stores go down? No, I understand that. and I'm fully aware of what I'm doing.
It's very easy to buy a hard drive and just download everything.
Right. And like with physical games, it used to be like I bought this game, it works no matter what, but now you got to update DLC patches, whatever. Like some games 1.0 is dead. So and not to shove Game Pass where it doesn't belong, but like if we're gonna go all digital, I feel like a thing like Game Pass is like the ultimate solution because we both have the agreement. I don't own this game. We're both all in agreement, but I'm paying a subscription to have access to this game. And like to me, that's like the best middle ground for like diehard physical people and like people like digital games like me. Like there's no question about it. Like I got into not an argument, but like a Twitter spat, if you will, with us. Yes, a fist fight. I went to Scooter's house and punched him in the face. Me and Scooter got into a thing where like he was adamant that you can't play Scott Pilgrim vs. the World before it got re-released, and I was like, no, I can. It's on my PlayStation account. And he's like, nope, it doesn't work. I'm like, I promise you it does. However, the way to access your old PS3 games via old downloads, it's a fucking nightmare. So before they changed the browser, you could go to my downloads, and it goes by date purchased. So I have to scroll all the way. I don't know what page it's on, but I could go download my PS3, Scott Pilgrim works. It's there, even though it was delisted because I bought it. I don't know how it works going through the PlayStation itself, because the PS3 store, if you've ever been on it lately, is the fucking worst thing. It's worse than like Vista.
Bad.
It's so bad. So I mean, I hope PlayStation, like, I really would just want them to make PS Now better. Like, everything should be on there. Everything that was on that store at one time, put it up there. And even if it's, like, I know streaming the game sucks as somebody who's used the xCloud, it's better than nothing. But, you know, physical games, your discs rot, they scratch, they get water damage. The cartridges could corrode, your disk drive could fail. Like, nothing's forever except piracy. Piracy's forever. So
that's true.
John says, I feel like
prostitution.
Oh yes, that's forever too. John says, I feel like every digital store has a terrible interface.
You're not wrong.
He's not wrong. I think the concept for the best one is on the Switch, but it just filled with so much fucking garbage and like needs some polish.
It needs some work too, because as far as when I'm on there, I'm always going to the best deal section because, like I said, I buy digital games on sale.
Mm-hmm.
If you go like more than 10 pages on that store, it's just like it wants to crash, and I have to like put it out of its misery.
Yeah. And Rick is saying because they want you to buy physical. I disagree. I think all of them want you to buy digital, so they don't have a middleman like Best Buy or GameStop or Walmart to deal with. I think they want you to buy digital because it's direct to them.
They get a bigger cut.
They do get a bigger cut, and again,
just like direct donating to Console Kev.
Yes, I'll
then
double
he does.
the beans.
Twitch does not get a cut.
True. We don't need. Oh, I was gonna say Bezos Richard, but he stepped down. I don't know who's in charge now. So, that's that. Speaking of digital games, did you play Ghost of Tsushima, Mr. Creeply?
I have not. I have been again waiting for a sale.
Well, you're wrong. Because Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, which is just a phrase that I guess nobody knows what it means anymore, is going to cost you, I think it was like $10 if I translate this right. I heard it somewhere else. And that's kind of shitty because
$10 to upgrade.
Yes, it's $10 to upgrade it. Good call. Which is kind of shitty. I guess like it's something to upgrade your game to the next gen. But like the PS4 or the PS5 plays PS4 games. Just fucking download a texture pack. Like, does it really cost? Can it really like? Or I could just play it for free in the PS4 version. Can I not?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't understand. Oh, it's
wait, no. I don't think it's. I think it's if you want the director's cut, regardless, you have to pay an extra $10 or whatever it is. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying. So, like, is it worth to the correction of $12.51 to have 4K, 60 frames a second, haptic feedback for the DualSense, and the lip syncing for the Japanese voiceovers? Maybe that last part's kind of cool. But like, why can't this just be a patch?
this should just be a free upgrade if this is something they're already doing. Like, why? I guess they need their money, but it just seems a little bit slimy.
It
Like
does.
it seems like they're nickel and diming you for everything. At least give it to the people who have supported your game.
Hmm.
If you want to charge now, like delist the old version and make this new version the only one available
Right.
for new buyers, that I guess that's fine
Hmm.
because people can again always buy the physical of the old one if they want it.
Yes.
Um, but I think at least give this for free to the people who already own your game. At
Right.
least give it like like a free month or something like that, and then charge money at that point.
So the Rick is saying Steam does that, but also like on the bottom of this here, it's like compared to like Microsoft, because I'm an Xbox mark now, with the smart delivery system, literally games just upgrade. Like we like what was it? Fortnite got upgraded, the Medium got upgraded, and then a game I just Doom Eternal got like a free upgrade. So if you have a Series S or X, it just patches it, upgrades it, and then like you're good.
Yeah.
You know, it's wild. And there was a whole thing with like the Spider-Man Miles Morales. It was like you could either buy the collector's edition, which gave you like both editions of the game, or like an upgrade was this much, and then it was a whole fucking. This is what I'm talking about. I mean, like first place Sony, like you're getting cocky. And why can't I just put the PS4 disc in and just play that version if I want to?
Yeah.
So like
Yeah. Exactly.
I think it's kind of dumb. On the flip side, I do remember when Assassin's Creed 4 came out in PS3 and 4. And if you put the disc in a PS4, it would download the digital version of the game. And I think that was also $10. So I guess it's not too unheard of. It's just like I just think it's shitty. If it's backwards
Just
compatible,
annoying.
just
Just
yeah.
annoying.
At least the PS4 didn't play PS3 games like natively, you know?
Yeah.
That was that. Rick says Kev can now live Kingdom Hearts at 120 FPS and 16K. All right, time to ban Rick. Hold on one second, because fuck Kingdom Hearts. No, I'm just kidding. I do not like Kingdom Hearts. Side note, Sora was another guest for my Smash Brothers last character pick.
I can see that more than Fortnite.
I just want it to be Fortnite guy, so people will fucking explode. But yeah, I do wish things were just. I mean, I know the PS3 is built like shit, but I just feel like we should all be at a point where like, look, just keep all those games on the old sword. Like, I don't see PlayStation or Xbox going anywhere. And you know, Nintendo does a new thing every generation, but like, just make those old games available and like, just keep pushing them forward. You know, like just
Yeah.
keep every game available. Otherwise, we'll pirate them. And like, I don't feel bad because I will always stand by. If you don't give me a way to play your game legally, I'm going to steal it, and you can't be mad at me for that, you know.
Yeah. Exactly.
So there's that. Are you a Fire Emblem guy, Sir Creeply?
I think we went over this. I'm not an RPG guy.
I know. Well, it's a tactical RPG. It's
Okay,
not that.
I will admit I've played 2 RPGs in my life.
Whoa!
I
All
think.
did you beat
It
him?
might yes.
Oh,
I I'm gonna go with my definition of an RPG, which is turn-based. The first
okay.
one being South Park Stick of Truth.
I mean, yeah, that's you have to.
And I think the main reason I only play those kind of RPGs is because I like the source material.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not into like the Japanese kind of weeby kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Ow,
So
that hurt.
that's one of the reasons I'm not to say I don't like Fire Emblem, but it's just has not attracted me in any way.
It is very weeby anime. I'll give you that.
And the second um RPG that I played, which is a was it grid based, which is way out of my league, was South Park: The Fractured Butthole.
Okay, those count.
So
Those count. Those count.
I did not expect for me to like I saw it was grid based and I'm like I don't know if I can do this. Like I want to play this,
Mhm.
but I don't know if I can get past the grid. And I
Yeah.
did. I did.
I listen. I'm proud of you. You get that thing. So we'll make it quick then. So rumors. Well, you're a collector, so you
And
might
Paper
get
Mario,
this.
by the way.
Oh, Paper Mario counts. Have you played Bug Fables? Side note.
No, I have not.
That is the Paper Mario game you've been wanting.
Okay.
It's on Game Pass. So
I'll watch for it.
yes, it's there. So anyway, in April there were rumors that remakes of Fire Emblem Path of Radiance and Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn, very expensive Fire Emblem games, were being made for the Switch. It hasn't really been confirmed, but apparently Where was it? I saw, this is not the article I saw.
Only
Originally,
playable on the Switch Pro.
God, I would fucking lose my mind. You have no idea. But essentially, it's a pretty heavy rumor that these games are going to be remade. So, you know, since you're
I
not a big Fire Emblem guy, I won't
I
dwell on
do
this.
I do appreciate this. I do like the fact I like older games getting brought to newer consoles. I think this is great. It may
Yes.
not be for me, but I'm very happy that it's
Mhm.
happening. I'm one of the other things I really like about collecting old games is especially compilations of games. If I can get 2 or 3 or more games on one disc or whatever card, I love
Yes.
it.
I will. I always want every game to be. It's like I used to be on the very closed-minded side of like, I already have what's fucking, I don't know, Jack and Daxter on PS2. Why do I need the PS3 collection? And I always have to remember that like we're such a small population of people that play older stuff because
They
most
keep
people,
everything.
well, yeah, so most people don't keep, yeah, like the PS3 comes out, they're like yeet, like screw the PS2, or like the 5 came out, like fuck my PS4.
Yeah.
It, yeah, so I have to remember that all the time. So that is that, but like I'm okay with it. Like I want it to happen because like, and so Aaron was gonna surprise me once with a copy of Path of Radiance, and then it became $250, and now it's way harder.
Yeah. It's very unfortunate.
Yeah. So I mean, I want these to happen. I have Radiant Dawn, the Wii one. I keep forgetting which is which. Um, but hey, we'll get there. And also, this is kind of an old story at this point, literally a week ago. But did you see Apex get hacked with Titanfall stuff?
No, but I'm not surprised.
So essentially, what happened, from what I understand, I'll get this here, is that when a game, like if you've played Call of Duty, you know when a game gets old, like hackers find a way into it, and
Of course.
they just sit there and they'll troll the game. So the claim is that EA has not been keeping up on Titanfall security, so there's a bunch of hackers in the game for multiplayer.
And why would they really?
Right, because Apex is making them all the money. So
Exactly.
a bunch of, let's call them hackers, decided they were upset with it. So they hacked Titanfall to complain about hackers hacking Titanfall. I don't. You're doing the thing you're mad at. And it had like a bunch of messages that said like "Save Titanfall," like "Pay attention to us, EA." Like it's just like I get your message here. You want your game to be protected, but you're doing a bad job because you're doing the thing you're complaining about. So like for a whole day, like Apex was down. You couldn't get into a game. It just had messages like "Save Titanfall," like "Do this, do that." Um, it's kind of sucks, but like they already fixed it. I have never played Titanfall 2 online. I don't know if anyone has. But yeah, I did want
Well,
to
I
play.
mean, in all fairness, EA should up their security and they should save Titanfall. I mean,
They should. I mean, it's got a surge of popularity again once it came to Game Pass, and they're giving that game away. Like that game's
oh
always
yeah,
on sale for like $1 or $1.99. Like,
we have it in dollar stores up here.
dude, it's so. Have you played it?
No, I have it, but I haven't played it.
Okay,
You're
so
talking to someone who doesn't play a lot of games, unfortunately.
you got all those games behind you. What are you doing with them? Smelling them? Like,
Looking at them, smelling them,
yeah,
rubbing my dick on them. Yeah.
nice. Put the balls right on the disc hole. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
It's so I played Titanfall 2 because if there's anything you see on Twitter, you type in Titanfall 2, everyone's like, everyone needs to play Titanfall 2. This is the most underrated game of that shooter. I can't believe it's been so overlooked. I played it, and look, it's a great game, but it does not deserve that much. Like, it's not innovative in any way. It's just a really good shooter, and I would tell you to play it, but like, I didn't know people are still on the multiplayer for it even. Um, it's worth it. Everyone should play it, but
It's on my list.
it's listen, get it, and oh, it got like the Xbox Series S or X upgrade too. So if you ever get one of those,
I got the PS4 version, so I'll just play that.
well, whatever you got, I mean, works. So I mean, that's all the news we got. That was fun. We do have some Q&As going on, and the Q&A thing is still open. So if anyone wants to keep swapping them in there,
We got one from
what we got? Oh, we got a bunch there from Rick.
there.
I do want to also, before I forget, thank our patrons, Matt Bleckinger, J.R. Judy, and Viva la JD from the Smack It Down podcast. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. I almost forget every time because I'm a scumbag who just takes your money and run. You know, that's what I do. Let's get to that Q&A. if I
All
could
right.
find the thing. And again, guys, it is open. Oh, I closed the window for it. That's why. I'm an asshole. So if you guys got the Q&A, you guys can just ask away. It could be about games, food, movies, how big PP. Don't do that one. That one's weird. All these things. So let's
I mean,
run
I'll
through.
answer it. It may not be true, but I'll answer it.
I will give you an answer. So let's go. The top one is rough, but because it's hard on the spot. But Solo Nuts asks, what is your favorite game of all time?
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's right off the top.
Is that for both of us or?
Oh yeah, no, we're going back and forth.
Okay, okay.
Oh, step fit.
I
Fuck me.
swallow it, swallow
I
it.
did. I'm only spitting them out if it like gets caught in my throat. I'm like, ah, that's
Okay.
it. Woo, made it.
Favorite game of all time. I always like to default. It's bad. Actually, you know what? I think I've come to terms with my new favorite game of all time.
Isn't
But I
that
think
rough?
I used to always say Legend of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse for Game Gear was my favorite game of all time.
It's a good game.
Because it's just a comfort game for me. I've played it over and over and over. It's basically like Kirby on the Game Boy. You can beat it in 20 minutes and it's just fun to run through.
Mhm.
Knowing that I'm good at something and I don't have to waste a whole day playing games, I can just take 20 minutes and go through it. But if I'm really honest with myself, and I know that I'm gonna come off as such a fanboy, but I think Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild is the greatest game of all time.
The game that invented video games, some would say.
It did, and I know you and Aaron make fun of it all the time, and every time you guys say it, I laugh because it's true. But
It's like the thing is, it's a good game. I will like I'm not shitting on your opinion. I will stand by that. Like people just overrated the game. They're like,
oh,
it's
absolutely,
so innovative. I'm like, fucking stamina bar is innovative. Fuck. Like okay, and it's a great game. It's so good.
innovative. It's innovative for Nintendo.
Yes.
And I know that's a big qualifier because a lot of other people are doing things differently.
Mhm.
I think the one thing that I enjoy about it is that Nintendo does have a level of polish that
Yes.
other publishers don't have.
I
There's a
agree.
Nintendo shine and sheen to everything that I like.
Mhm.
Um, they've managed to take a bunch of elements of other games and bring it together in a package. Not saying it's original, but they've brought everything together to make something new
Mhm.
and it just works on so many levels and I like it. And I know we're gonna hate the durability system in the Breath of the Wild. I I disliked that was the one thing I disliked about it for a long time. It just forced me to change my playstyle and try different things, which is exactly what they wanted me to do is
Mhm.
play with different weapons and get into spots where like I'm stuck. Like I do not have a way to do this. And it just forced me to think outside the box and
Yeah.
find a different way to defeat an area or an enemy. And I enjoyed that. I think it's clever. It worked.
Mhm.
I'm sure there are other games that are that do that as well. I just haven't played them.
To Rick says, Ocarina of Time is the best Zelda of all time.
Ah,
In my
Rick,
early
Rick,
days,
you're gonna hate me. You're gonna hate me. I know you're not a fan of me already because I've attacked your weebiness. But I haven't played Ocarina of Time. And I'm sorry, it is on my playlist to play.
yeah,
It's on my list of shame. But I'm working my way through the Zeldas. I
yeah.
started with the first one. I
Mhm.
played 1, 2, and 3, Link to the Past, and then I jumped straight to Breath of the Wild. I've played Wind Waker. I played Link's Awakening. I started Ocarina of Time, but I got distracted with Breath of the Wild, and I will
You'll
I will
get there.
get there. I'll get there. It is next on the list of Zelda games to play.
So when I first started playing like retro games and I discovered emulators, I didn't play Zelda until I was 16, the first Zelda,
I
which
didn't
I
play
know,
Zelda till like 4 years ago.
yeah, it's a thing. So I played through. I was trying to go in semi order. I got to Ocarina of Time, and there was almost a point in my life where like I knew people love this game, so I almost like convinced myself to love that game, and it's a good game. But like as I play even more Zelda games, it's like Ocarina of Time has fucking nothing in it. Like other than the temples, that is an open world that is literally open.
Watch, you know Rick's listening.
That's fine. I give Rick shit all the time. It's a good game, but like, I mean, I get now. I was playing it not in the year it came out, but like,
I
I was
think
like,
that's the biggest part about Ocarina of Time is that when it came out, it was revolutionary and everyone loved it. But
yeah,
time has moved on, and things don't look the same or feel the same as they did back then.
it,
That is a big part of it. I agree.
a lot of people, and this is maybe it's just a retro gaming thing, but like people have a hard time accepting that like a lot of new games are just better than old games. Like they like just because a game's old does not make it better than newer games. Like I Link to the Past is one of my favorite games of all time, but like to jump into my one of my favorite games of all time, Uncharted 2. It's a totally different genre. I understand that, but that game's a fucking masterpiece. And like I tell people like that, and they're like, what about Link to the Past? What about Super Mario 3? What I'm like, just because those games are old doesn't make them better. Like I mean, it's all opinion, obviously, but like it's what I enjoy, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
It's
And Rick just had a great a great thing in the chat. He said it's not about the game, it's about your experience with it. I
agreed.
think that is so true. A game can be absolute garbage. I will bring an example. 50 Cent Blood on the Sand.
Oh yeah, I got that.
It is not a good game, but I had the best time playing with my friends and I love it.
All right. Uncharted. Rick says Uncharted 2 looks like shit. Played Tomb Raider. Do you mean the older new ones? Because here's the thing. If like, who do you know? Like, this is obviously a very specific question, but who do you know has played a game that came out like a week ago and goes, "This is my favorite game of all time"?
Oh, we all have that friend.
I don't. The thing is, I don't. They're always like, no, games got to be old for me to make it the best of all time. I'm like, you could play like the second I was done with Uncharted 2, I was like, that's my favorite game of all time. I love that fucking game. You know, it's
Oh, I have a friend that changes his mind. He plays a new game like that's it. That's the epitome of games right there.
but
And they'll play a new game and then like, oh, that's the best game I've ever played.
yeah, and it's I mean, even just Zelda's alone, there's somebody who thinks Link to the Past. Some people like Zelda 2 the best. They're weird. Some people like Twilight Princess the best. That's my favorite 3D one. There's that weirdo that thinks Skyward Sword's the best one. Whatever. Like, it's all you, but there's just a thing where like people just, especially in retro gaming communities, like a game has to at least be like PS2 or older to be like the best of all time. Like some PS2 games can't even get the fucking camera right. So like,
Speaking of Skyward Sword, why haven't you played that yet? I sent that to you to play on stream and you haven't played it.
dude, I've been putting it off. I've been putting it off because like I actually said John.
This is the second Zelda game you've dicked me on.
What was the? No, I played Zelda 2 and I played it before, so I was just reliving my pain.
Okay, we're gonna argue about this right now. You played 20 minutes of a game, said you hated it, and then switched. Okay, do you not have a Switch?
I have a Switch.
Do you have Nintendo Online?
That's how I played it. I was still like,
no, you played it on the cartridge. That stupid ROM cartridge.
I have to find it. All right, look, Skyward Sword's going on my queue there. Skyward Sword.
I'm not talking. I'm talking about Zelda 2.
Right,
play it on the Switch. Play the starred version where you're powered up and you can just enjoy the game as a Zelda.
I've beaten that game on an actual cartridge before. I did my time. Like,
didn't see you do it, so it doesn't
count. I wasn't making any content then. No, John, see, that's the thing. I do my streams live. We're going in, you get my full genuine opinion. There's no preparation. If my controller doesn't work that day, that's it. We do these streams live and there's just pure raw Kevin. That's what you get. Unlubed.
Kevin has 2 games on the list for me he needs to play. Skyward Sword, sure, because that was how many years ago I sent that to you. The newest one is Miami Vice. I know we keep popping it, but Miami Vice has got to be on stream.
Yes.
And you cannot quit that game. You got to go through it.
I mean, Miami Vice looks fun.
Have you actually? Okay, you said you dabbled with it. How far did you dabble with it?
Oh, I played like the first level. So
okay.
I get the controls and shit.
You get the controls. Okay. That's the biggest hurdle for that game is if you can get over those controls. But once you do it, you got it.
I want to show, like, I wanted to get this, but I can never find this thing. Like, there was an old PSP thing that I used to play TV out on. This thing. So, like, there was no TV out on the PSP 1000.
Yep.
Oh, hold on. That's cool. Now I'm detracted. Rick, I beat most games I play. I have to not like a game to quit it. Fuck off. I love you. Anyway, so this is
that picture.
Yes, I was getting there. I got distracted.
Okay.
This is how I used to play PSP games because I had a 1000, and that fucking hood thing is literally just a camera with a mirror, and it just displays your TV. And I'm just like, oh, and also thank you for following Follow Me 1993. Oh, which what does Fortnite do? I didn't quit Tails, Rick. My Fortnite edition dictates that I quit all games to play Fortnite. Eat dicks. I'm gonna time you out for 5 whole seconds. God damn it. And also, before we get to the rest of the Q&A, I said I would do it, but guys, I have now, I think I'm at 601 followers, which means I officially declare world peace. That's it. I said I would
Finally.
do it. The world peace
Finally.
is definitely declared. Results may vary, but no, I'm at 600, so somebody unfollowed during the podcast. Well, fuck that guy. We are declaring world peace. At 700, I declare the end of world hunger.
Oh dang.
So we have 100 to go. Thank you,
I will
everybody.
also declare world peace at 600.
We got it. We got to get, first of all, everyone goes, actually, while we're doing this and ranting, we'll link your YouTube down there because the shadow thing only works for Twitch. Let's get all the YouTube subs. So
I apologize. I haven't posted much on YouTube in the past month. Life gets in the way, but I will. There is more coming.
It's fine. All right, so we got that favorite game of all time. So again, my short answer: Uncharted 2, followed by Killzone 3. I know people don't love Killzone. It's kind of a end of the day kind of generic shooter, but I love it, and I just the gunplay in that game feels so good. And then I have to do top 3, and then Link to the Past probably number 3. So it's very
Fair.
good.
Good.
LTTP, bro. Damien, Mr. Pansexual Pirate, this one's probably for you. How did you get your Twitch name? I guess I'll do mine after.
Okay, so I guess that means I'm going first.
Yeah.
I was part of a group called a duo called Game Hunters Are Us on YouTube. And then once that ended, my partner decided to move on to other things. I started another channel called creep1337, and creep1337 just came from my Xbox gamer tag, because that was the thing that brought me back into gaming. I wasn't playing a lot of games. I got back in the 360, so I just brought that in. So creep came from. This is gonna sound
hanging outside of bathrooms. Yes, go
on. I had a hip hop group in high school that I was part of, and I got called creep because for whatever reason, I think we wrote a song and I something about creep in it, and so that got assigned to me. And then Leet was just like the cool thing to do back in the day.
To be fair, I was always wondering where you got it from.
Yeah, it's a super boring story and very uneventful.
Yes.
I'm sorry to disappoint you.
My name is not exactly much better. When I was working at the game store, I like alliterations, and they were like, "We should have names." I was like, "Console Kev." The Console Kev. There I am, and I just.
It works. I really like your screen name. I think it works.
I just like alliterations. Like I feel like it flows, for that. And John says anti-PC Kev. Yeah, there's one right there. It plays all the emulators of console games. It's great. Fucking awesome.
I'm open to name changes if everyone can come up with one.
We can figure something out. I mean, I like yours now because I'm used to it. But like there was a time when I was still looking for Game Hunters R Us. I was like, wait a minute.
What is this? Yeah. I think people see the name Creeply and they're immediately turned off. A, because it's creep, and B, because it's leet. So
what you got to do is you got to jump on the Minecraft bandwagon, make the creeper like thing and your face on it. You get the easy views. Maybe make a Minecraft
and they're
tutorial.
all disappointed that I'm not playing Minecraft.
Well, you never know. And actually, the interesting thing about Josh's channel, for everyone that's new, is that he finds his games in the garbage, which is the best thing ever because like who throws this shit out? It's amazing.
Yeah, I'm a garbage picker. I work in the garbage industry. It's not like I'm looking through people's garbage.
No, you just drive the van around.
Yeah. So yeah, I do work for the garbage industry, and people throw out games, and I take them. So and I found some good stuff. I found some good stuff.
I can't believe the shit you find. It's amazing. Like it's like I would like we were talking about before. People just throw out or donate or trade in the old shit when the new stuff comes out. But like, I mean, I guess most people just see it as like, whatever. It's a Guitar Hero guitar. But like, there's that one you found that's like super expensive or whatever.
Yeah. I found the Logitech. It's got like a wood wood neck on it, the metal frets, the enamel face, body part, and everything. Yeah, it's beautiful.
That thing's fucking cool.
I'll throw this out there to tempt anybody. I found Earthbound in the garbage, everybody. Earthbound.
I do remember that actually. Wait, was that complete? No, it was just a cartridge, right?
Just the cartridge, yeah.
That's right. Yes. I played Earthbound on the Wii U, and that's as close as I'll ever get to owning that. But like, and then actually, so not to, I don't know if I want to cross plug, but I don't know if you're still by them, but one of your neighbors, who what was Mr. CJR, also, you guys just have crazy shit in Canada, just laying around apparently.
Apparently.
Is he still like down the street?
Well, I've moved, but he's
Right.
down the street from my parents' house where I used to live.
Gotcha, dude. You guys
Yeah.
like the yard sales you guys have up there. Are just fucking wild. I need to go.
He does do a lot of work for it. Like he goes out for like 8 hours, so he's
I'm
putting
not
in
doing that.
he's putting in the time. I've tried garage sailing, but to be honest, CJR is just he's a monster. So
Yeah. I
it's
don't have that time,
really worth it.
unfortunately.
I find more games in the garbage than anybody else, so
That
kinda
is a fact.
that's my shtick, so I stick to it.
Whatever works. The the yard sale game around me, we have the game store I used to work at was like very, very popular. And like we almost had too many collectors. So like yard sales, like the second somebody posted stuff, it was just, you knew people were at yard sales early, sitting outside. I would go before work sometimes, and like I'd see people like come to the store and then they'd bring shit there. I'm like, why am I even yard selling? Like, you might as well just wait for it to show up here. There's that. I just want a yard sale, but like nobody did any this year. My grandparents had one. I know they don't have any of my cool shit lying around. Except my other grandma has an NES somewhere in her house, but my uncle's weird and we'll never know where it is, so I have to wait for him to like just dump it. So
well, see, the pandemic really helped because a lot of people weren't taking things to donation centers.
oh yeah, so they just said like
they were literally ordering bins from my company and they would just throw everything out.
I
Also,
mean,
like Goodwills and Value Villages and whatever Savers, they were all closed anyway, so they weren't even taking donations. And then everyone's stuck at home, and so people are just looking at all this stuff. They're like, I want to get rid of it.
it's the Goodwills by me are also just dry. There's nothing anymore. They know better now. I don't know how it is for you guys up there. It's like I think your Value Village is like our Savers. It's like it seems like
Yeah,
they're the same
thing.
stickers.
It's the same
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
And like they had Parasite even there for $180 and like a broken NES like for like 120. I was like, I can't even go here anymore. Like there's no point.
Yeah.
Like it used to be like
Well,
a thing for me.
They do still slip sometimes. I was at a Value Village last week and they had Super Mario Brothers for $40 hanging behind the showcase.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, they'll have Outrun 2006 sitting on the shelf for $5 because they don't.
It's Mario, so like
Mario.
they know.
Yeah, but there's other stuff that's worth a lot more than Mario that they don't know about.
I think
That's what I go for.
The best thing I found was Super Castlevania 4, Dragon Warrior 4, Power Punch 2. It was like this whole little box in the Goodwill for like $15. And dumb me, well, not dumb, because I was only like, there was a point I was really bad with money. I was like, look, these games are worth more money than like what I have in my fucking account. So I was like, let me go sell them. And I look back, I'm like, fuck, should have kept those. Like,
yeah.
So there's that.
We all have those moments.
I do. Solonets asks Conor McGregor, just my opinions on him. Do you watch MMA? You don't, right?
I don't, but I am very much aware of what's going on. Yes.
Yeah. So last night, number one. Yeah, last night made me happy. That's number one, I'm gonna say. Conor McGregor did some cool shit leading up to being the champ, which the problem is his path to getting there was very protected. He was very marketable, which I understand. You got to sell tickets, and he's a character. So when he won his first title, I can't remember which one was first. Whatever one he won first, you earned that. I get it. And then he said he wanted to go up and win another belt. He just like zooped into that title picture. He got what I will forever call a lucky punch on Jose Aldo, who's been undefeated for 10 years to that point. Knocked him out. That anyone else did that, they would have called that a fluke knockout, and we got to do a rematch. Nope, no rematch for Jose Aldo. He got his 2 belts, never defended them, and then he threw a pissy fit when he didn't get to defend him. Just like threw that dolly at a bus, injuring people, ruined a UFC card, and like he's just protected all the time. This Dustin Poirier trilogy, what annoys me about is that so Conor won the first one, good for you. Then the second one, which was just in January, so I think there was like a couple year gap between the first two fights. It was just in January. Conor lost, and then immediately they're like, "We gotta do a rematch. Gotta do a rematch." Conor lost. If Dustin like lost, it would be over. But they beat up a rematch. So anyway, third fight happened last night. Dustin was winning. I'll give Conor. He got one decent looking guillotine choke that Dustin got out of, and he was elbowing the shit out of him. And then they stood back up. Dustin threw a punch. He fell back, and Conor broke his ankle. And then they stopped the fight because Conor can't walk. But like, so now Dustin
It looked like a nasty break.
It was a nasty break, but like now it's 2-1. Dustin won the trilogy, and now they're already planning a fourth fight. Bullshit. The trilogy's over and the rivalry's done. If Conor won that fight, there would be no fourth fight. And what they're saying is now Conor's got to get surgery on his ankle. Fine. So Dustin's going into the title picture. And they're saying when Conor's healed, they're going to do a fourth fight for the belt. Why the fuck does Conor get a title shot automatically? He lost. Yeah. It's bull. I don't like Conor because he's fucking protected, and it's unfair to like a bunch of other fighters who've been working their ass off.
Let's be honest. It's all about money, and they're making money off Conor McGregor, and that's why they're keeping him, and that's why they're giving him title shots.
That's so dumb. I don't know, man.
In the end, it's entertainment, and they're gonna do what sells and makes money.
I hate it though. But like,
well, then you have to vote with your wallet and not watch it, essentially.
I would never pirate an MMA event because that's immoral and illegal. I would never do that. But my buddy came over last night who has an ESPN Plus account, so I legally paid for it. But I would never pirate a UFC event. I just don't like Conor. I don't like his attitude.
If you're being serious or not.
I'm just saying I would never pirate a pro wrestling or MMA event on certain websites. And if someone were to DM me for some of these websites, I would never provide that information. Okay. That's all. It's just like I just don't like him because like I watch pro wrestling for stupidity like that. Yeah. I don't watch real fights for that. It's horseshit. It's nonsense. And like so to go into like all right, do you remember like when he was fighting that dude Khabib Nurmagomedov?
I know of it, yes.
The Russia, okay. So after that fight, Khabib tapped him out, and then Khabib jumped the cage and started a fight with Conor's crew.
Yeah.
The problem is that's what most people saw. They're like, wow, Khabib's an asshole for jumping the fence. For like years before this fight lead up, Conor called Khabib a terrorist because he's Muslim. He insulted his family. He insulted his like training camp. Conor's training camp got involved in insulting Khabib. And it was years of abuse. Like, not like abuse, but they were fucking ragging on him.
It's still abuse, yeah.
Right. And so Conor works in the UFC, and at a Bellator MMA event, one of Conor's guys got beat. Conor came from the stands. He wasn't even in the corner to come down to the cage, jumped in there and started trying to beat on the ref. He's a shithead. But, you know, after years of that, Khabib just jumps the cage and gets in Conor's crew's face. He's the asshole. I was like, this is bullshit. Like, it's I get he's a character and he makes money, but I fucking hate him. And his jiu-jitsu sucks.
It's understandable.
So there's my take. How do you feel about Conor McGregor?
I enjoy the heelness of it.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's about it.
Yeah. It's that.
I love when someone is so douchey I can hate them.
And yeah, everyone likes a good villain.
Fits that bill so well.
I mean, somebody's got to do it, I guess. And then our final Q&A. Rick says, how many subs get you to read the Kingdom Hearts fan fiction from start to finish on air? Which one? Which one most likely? I should just make it a channel point redemption, and I'll read a paragraph every time.
Bad idea.
I just don't like it. I tried 2 Kingdom Hearts games, and that's enough for me. I can't. I mean, it's an RPG, so does that qualify for you?
Yeah, I'm not into it.
Yeah. Is it just because it's an RPG or just because the weird Disney
weird Disney weebiness of it? I'm not feeling it. Yeah. I have the collection if I ever decide I want to get into it, but yeah, I'm not feeling the pull just yet.
I don't know. I was into it because at first, or the idea of it, I should say, because it was like, oh, cool, a Square RPG with some Final Fantasy stuff. but like, or the Disney stuff is involved. Yeah, but
Yeah.
everything about it just seems like you go into a Disney world and then like nothing mattered. Like you kind of got out of doing helping Tarzan. It's just like, okay, we're back doing this Heartless thing.
Yeah.
It just seems very disconnected. I don't know, and I couldn't tell you what the fuck's going on in that story other
I
than,
don't think anyone really can.
yeah. Well, apparently you have to like play these side games, but I've always been in the camp that like if it's a side game, you don't have to know this stuff. You know,
Yeah,
like it's
it
extra.
shouldn't all rely on you having played everything up to that point.
Yeah, I'm not in that camp. I guess we have one last Q&A. Kingdom Hearts 3 when? Fucking never. There. I'm not playing that.
He'll put as much effort into Kingdom Hearts 3 as he did Zelda 2.
I beat Zelda 2. Oh my god. All right, I gotta pause these. Anyway, how's her sex life? I fucking love that movie. So we did it. Creepily, thank you for being on. I appreciate it.
Thank you for the invite. I
I know
appreciate
it was a clusterfuck of a way to get here, but we did.
I got here.
So again, if you would like to plug yourself, please do.
I plug myself every night.
Nice.
I am Creepleads. I'm available on Twitter at Creepleads. I'm at YouTube at Creepleads. I also have a a podcast with my friend Derek
Yes.
called Not So Special Podcast, where we just kind of shoot the shit and talk about things. Up to the first 6 months, we had a contest of who could sell the most stuff and make the most profit.
Wait, so it's like eBay? It's an eBay podcast?
Well, it did a little bit because both Derek and I sell a lot on eBay. And I honestly I sell more games than I collect games at this point because I find selling games a lot more fun. I know
Well,
it's
yeah,
weird.
we all like the cash flow.
I like the cash flow. I like finding stuff that's worth a lot of money for very cheaply.
As we do.
And yes. So, and he's really a numbers guy, so he like spreadsheets and everything. So, he also had a podcast called Dollar Dorks where it was very eBay focused, and I had my old Not So Special podcast where it was just me talking about what I did, and we kind of took the two and mashed them together to make this new one. So it was kind of 50-50 for a little while. But yeah, it's fun. We do it every month. It comes up in the first of every month. So
Perfect. And as Rick's saying, stop driving the price of games up. That's right, you goddamn YouTubers fucking ruining everything.
yep, that's me. That's me.
Fucking ruining. You talked about this game you like, you piece of shit.
Trust me, if you see my YouTube, I'm not that kind of YouTuber, nor do I have that kind of influence. I go with the market on eBay, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, there's the the price of Mario 3 is driven up because getting that fucking game to you was a nightmare. Oh god, I had to like customs was involved. It was a whole thing. Like,
Yeah,
it was a mess.
That's okay. I got it. So yes, I do want to say thank you for signing my blue card of fame. I forget where I put it. It's over here somewhere.
It's in that pile.
There it is. I got it.
Oh,
I got it. We're gonna show it on stream.
I did.
Thank you to Console Kev who signed. If that will show up, maybe there it is.
Is the back full? I can't remember.
The back also has things on there as well. I've got people to sign it as much as they can.
What are you gonna do when that fills up?
I don't think it will. I don't think I know that many people.
Just at all in general. I don't know. Just bring it to a convention and just being like,
here. Oh, I have. I've taken it to several.
Oh yeah, because you have that Barry Game Exchange.
We have Barry Game Exchange up here. We've got quite a few people. I got Adam Korlick to sign it when he came up.
He seems like a nice guy.
He is a very nice guy. Rick, if you want to sign it, we'll have to meet up. Yes. But you always seem to think that I hate you.
He thinks everybody hates him
because I don't like weeby stuff.
I mean, if you just want to summon Rick, you just have to talk about Camilla's boobs in Fire Emblem.
Ooh, okay.
And he'll show up. So it's pretty easy. Oh, and yes, John, hide all the steel chairs from Rick too. So that's it. Follow Creeply on the Twitch and the YouTubes and Twitter as well. Everything. Is it
no, that's it. I'm not on Instagram.
OnlyFans? No.
Well, OnlyFans coming soon.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So that I guess we have one more round of will you press the button? May I keep you for that?
Sure.
All right, we're here. What a good time. Thank you, Captain Chaz. We'll hit that. That one's really long, and I don't even have the breath to read it. You can read, write, and understand all languages that have ever existed, even fictional ones. But you must spend a day listening to Justin Bieber songs 4 days a week.
Spend a day, 4 days a
Yeah,
week?
I guess like it's the only music you can listen to for 4 days a week. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
For that
I'll do
infinite
that.
knowledge.
I'll take it.
Sick. We'll take it.
If we can understand all the language, we'll be able to understand the deep meanings of Justin Bieber's music.
Good. Yeah, I always wanted to know what's really going on in that kid's head. So we'll kill that. All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. And do all the follows and bye. Oh,
Bye.
I gotta raid somebody. Stick around for the raid. Love you guys.